Hello everyone, Julia here, hello from Sweden and welcome to a new video. In today's video I want to update my book journal a bit and also to switch to a new cover. In my previous video I showed you an unboxing of this new traveler's notebook, limited edition Moomin traveler's notebook, and I mentioned that I'm going to use it as my new book journal cover. So I want to switch my book journal to this cover, and this is my current book journal. This cover is from London Gifties, from a stationery shop based in UK, and they are specialized mostly on tapes, on washi tapes and PAT tapes. But also earlier they had a few of these beautiful leather covers in different colors, and I have a few different colors of these covers, and I really like this one. It's very pretty, and I'm still going to use this cover. But already for a while I was searching for a fitting cover for my book journal, and I wanted to have a book themed cover, something related to reading and books, but I didn't have anything until now. So yeah, now I'm going to switch my current book journal to this cover. And in the beginning of this week I got a bit sick and I'm feeling way better already, but I'm still recovering, and my voice is still a bit weird, so I apologize if it sounds weird, but yeah, I'm still a little bit sick, but it's fine already. I'm like feeling way better, just the voice didn't recover yet completely. Yeah, so I already showed this beautiful Moomin cover in that previous video. In case if you missed it, I will leave a link to it. It's an unboxing video, and it comes with this very beautiful insert. The cover is letterpress and has an illustration from Moomin, and also inside. And I think I'm actually going to use this insert as my book journal as well. Maybe for the second half of the year when this one is finished, but I already have this one. So for now I just will put this one inside, and then when I finish this one, then I'm going to use this pretty insert. Now this is my book journal, and this insert is also from Traveler's Company. It's a dot grid insert, and I will show you a quick flip through of my book journal, how it looks now. I already finished January. February not yet, not really. I added some books that I've read in February, but I still want to journal about them a bit, and also I left these pages empty that I can still add a few more books. I also already made a cover for March, like kind of this title page, but didn't add any books yet, and that's basically what I want to do now. Just update this journal a little bit and add a few more books that I already read. That's what I plan to do now. And I just took out all my book themed stickers here, everything that I maybe can use for decorating pages, but I think first I will add the book covers. And I also want to journal a bit about some of the books. I don't journal about every single book that I read, but sometimes I like to journal a little bit about some books, or just write down some quotes that I really liked. And I think first of all I actually would like to finish February and add few more books that I read in February, and it's this two. And so that's these two books that I still read in February. So first one is from Stephen King, Holly. It's one of the latest books. I think it's actually the latest one. It came out last year, but somehow I totally missed out on it and read it just now. And another one is an autobiography of Brian Johnson, a singer of AC/DC. AC/DC is one of my favorite bands. I really liked this book, and I think I will go ahead and also add these books that I'm reading now. So now I'm reading, or actually I think I will add this one first. I started this one still in February, but I haven't finished it yet, so I will add it already for March, like in March, because I'm pretty sure that I will finish this one in March. And that's another book that I read now. I started this new series called Miss Percy's Pocket Guide to Care and Feeding of British Dragons. That's the first book in the series, and I noticed that this year I read already quite many books with dragons in them, and I really like dragons, and I think I'm kind of searching for good books about dragons, and so far I really like this one. I like the style of it. It's kind of different. It's not what you expect from a book about dragons, but so far I really like it. I think I want to add a few decorations here, like a few stickers here and there, and then journal about these books and just write down the titles and all the information. And also something that I wanted to show you, this pretty cover with Moomin actually inspired me to read Moomin stories again. And I got a few books recently, and a few more are on the way, but these two arrived yesterday. And actually this one, Comet in Moominland, that's the book that was an inspiration for this cover. So actually all these quotes that you see on the cover, and also here, like this illustration and quotes, and inside, it's from this book, Comet in the Moominland. Yeah, here is the illustration from the insert. And yeah, this pretty cover actually inspired me to read the stories again. And I read all the Moomin stories as a kid, and also later, already in my 20s, I think, but it's been a while. It's been actually quite a long time since I read the stories, and I thought that now would be a good time to read them again, because I remember that I really liked them, and like I've never been a huge fan of Moomin, but I really liked the stories, and I thought that, like, yeah, I got this cover and got this idea that maybe I should read the books again as well. So I think I want to have all these books also in my collection. I had one, but I decided that I want to have them all. Look at this cutie. This cover also is really pretty. Because the books are also very, very pretty, and like I think there are actually a few editions of these books, but yeah, there are very beautiful illustrations in them, and the stories are really nice. So that's what I'm going to read next. And this was the book that I already had, Stories from Moomin Valley, and this one is in bigger format and with colorful illustrations, really beautifully made, and all these adorable illustrations. yeah, so I ordered a few more books. Few more books are on the way, and when they will arrive, then I will start to read Moomin stories again. Sometimes I really like to read books like this, like some books from my childhood. Okay, I think I'm going to add a few stickers first here and there, and then journal a bit about these books, or at least some of these books. But first I want to decorate these pages a little bit, so I think I just will go through all my book themed stickers and see what I can add. Okay, I think I'm done with journaling part. I finished February, and these two books I haven't finished yet, so I think I will leave this for later. When I'm done with them, then I will add some decorations and will journal a bit about them, but I still want to add a few stickers here and there. Yeah, okay, I think I'm done with February actually, and February compared to January was not very successful reading month. I definitely read more books in January, but I also was traveling in February and had more work, so yeah, it's okay. I read 5 books, I think. Yeah, 5 books in February, which is less than I usually read in a month, but it's okay. And the books were not bad, but nothing outstanding. I reread Angels and Demons by Dan Brown before I went to Rome, because I knew that I will see some places from the book and the movie, and I decided to read it. And I'm not the biggest fan of Dan Brown books, but sometimes I like to read them, and I already read Angels and Demons some time ago, and it's always very fast-paced and quite interesting, so I read it again. Then I also read biography of Cannibal Corpse, famous death metal band. If you're into metal, then you probably know them, but it wasn't that good. It was more like a big interview than biography. It was written by some journalist, and it felt more like a longer interview, so I didn't like it a lot. Then I also read Iron Flame, the second book in this very famous now series, and I started to read this book. And first one, Fourth Wing, I read in January actually, I think. Yeah, and I started to read them because I promised to my friend, who is a big fan of these books, I promised that I will read them, but I didn't like the first one at all. The second one was a little bit better in my opinion. I liked it a bit more than the first one, but still, it's not my cup of tea, it's not my kind of fantasy. I like more complex books with better world building, more interesting magic, more interesting characters, and yeah, I'm a huge fan of Brandon Sanderson, and if you read Brandon Sanderson books, you know that his world building is really crazy, magic systems as well. It's super complex and interesting, and also his characters are absolutely awesome. So I'm kind of a picky reader in that way, so this was just not my cup of tea. It's not necessarily a bad book, but just didn't work for me, and I don't think that I will continue with this series. Then I read Holly by Stephen King, and it's a book about one of the characters from Mr. Mercedes or Bill Hodges trilogy, and I read that trilogy last year and I really liked it, and this book is about one of the characters from the trilogy, actually one of my favorite characters from that trilogy, so I really enjoyed it. It's very interesting and engaging story, and very fast-paced as well, and also very disturbing as most of Stephen King's books, but I quite liked it. And also read this autobiography by Brian Johnson, singer of AC/DC, and also liked it quite a bit. It was interesting, many interesting stories. It was interesting to learn more about him and his life before AC/DC, and yeah, I think that's all what I read in February. And this is March, and March is still pretty much empty. I didn't finish anything yet in March. At this point when I'm filming, I'm almost done with this book and also almost done with this book, so soon I will add some new books here. But I think for the moment that's all what I wanted to add to my book journal, and I still keep it very simple. As you can see, I don't do any complicated spreads about my about the books that I read. I like it to be quick and simple, and yeah, so far I really like how this journal looks, and I'm really happy about this new cover that I got from Traveler's Company. I think it's perfect for reading journal, book journal, some kind of fantasy journal, because these are book characters and it's very cute. So I hope that you liked this video, and thank you so much for watching as always, and see you in my next videos. Bye!